We just got another teaser from Glitch, which makes the wait for episode 4 so much more bearable. Although December 13 is basically a week from now, so we only have to wait a little until we finally find out what happens on what seems to be the most chaotic adventure so far. But looking at the teaser image, we could immediately notice something similar. Before episode 2 came out, Glitch also shared a teaser image where we could see Kane blowing up a cake in the middle of the canyon. And while it seemed a bit weird, now this time the fast food restaurant is the perfect place for setting something on fire. And I honestly believe that this time we'll actually see the circus members doing that, because based on all the teasers we've got so far, I'm pretty sure that all the characters will be clueless during this adventure, except for Gangle of course. But as we can see in this picture as well, Gangle stands tall with her new mask and manager outfit. Her new mask seems to give her a power that she'll probably need during this adventure. And based on this image, she looks like she believes she's doing a great job managing everything and everyone. But by looking at the characters in the background, we can see that this is not the case. And of course, these teaser pictures are only to set the vibe of the next episode, so we probably won't see Jax in a burger costume. But still, it most likely gives a pretty accurate foreshadowing of the chaos we'll see in episode 4. But Gangle also has a golden name tag, which differentiates her from the others, the regular employees. And I wonder how Gangle will deal with being in a higher position than the others. Because based on the trailer video, it looks like Gangle will abuse her newfound power, and there will be a turning point for her, where she'll maybe realize how she has been acting. But looking behind Gangle, we can see Pomni looking questioningly at Gangle. She's also holding a sign which has the Spudsies logo on it, and it says "Grand Opening Soon." And based on the look on her face, I'm pretty sure that Gangle will give the circus members some questionable tasks, which will result in their negative attitudes we also saw in the trailer. Moreover, they will probably also have to get used to Gangle's new personality, because based on the previous episodes, Gangle was always in the background, being shy and an easy target for Jax. And I'm guessing that she probably was the same even before Pomni joined, and that is why Pomni also didn't pay too much attention to her. But as we saw in the trailer, now this will finally change. But as for how, I'm not exactly sure, because as we saw in the previous episodes, Pomni always ended up with the characters in focus, so through her we could also get to know them a bit more, just like in episode 2 when she fell down to the back rooms with Gummy Goo, and then in episode 3 Kinger dragged her through the extra scary door with him. Now for episode 4, the only scene we saw where Pomni and Gangle are both in the frame is this one, where we can see them in the alleyway behind Spudsies. And maybe this is where Gangle will open up to Pomni, or maybe realize how she's been acting was way too extreme. But honestly, based on Pomni's body language, this scene looks a bit creepy. Like maybe Gangle scared Pomni or caught her doing something she shouldn't have. But I'm really excited to see what will happen between them and how their first interaction will go. But looking at Jax, it looks like he will suffer through this next adventure. First he has to work as a fast food employee. Then he has to work for Gangle, the character who he despises the most. And he also will have to be a team player in this one. Because based on the trailer, it looks like this time all the circus members will work as one team, and we won't see the usual division between the group. And this sounds like the biggest challenge for Jax. And this burger costume probably foreshadows how he'll feel throughout this episode. Annoyed, ashamed, and angry. I think Gangle's personality change will also scare him a bit. His usual ways won't work this time, and he has to let go of control, or else Gangle will take revenge. But to be honest, I think Jax would deserve to actually be in a burger costume during his shift, although it would still be a light punishment for his previous crimes. But still, it would feel like some justice had been made. But behind Jax, inside of the restaurant, we can see Zooble as well, unbothered by the fire. And they look like they are after a 10-hour-long shift. But it's also interesting that Zooble is the only one being inside of Spudsies, and they are with Kane inside, so maybe this means that we will see them together in episode 4 as well, where Kane would again try to help Zooble. But Zooble is also wearing a regular employee uniform, and we can also see that their body parts have changed accordingly to the adventure, because one of their hands is actually a spatula. However, we could see in the trailer video that even though they have a spatula for a hand, they still use a different spatula for flipping burgers. And the fact that we can finally see Zooble in an adventure is pretty exciting, because besides episode 1 where they got kidnapped by the glowing, so basically got forced to join the adventure, they never once went again in episodes 2 and 3. And my guess is that the therapy session with Kane made Zooble realize that it doesn't really help if they are staying back inside the circus, because they won't find peace there either if Kane keeps bothering them. Or maybe it's possible that after the therapy session, Kane also designed this adventure to appeal to Zooble, because Gooseworks had a question on Tumblr where somebody asked which TADC character would make the best bartender, and she answered Zooble. Now Spudsies is not exactly a bar, but maybe the hospitality sector is close to Zooble. And I wonder how Zooble will be during this adventure, because in the trailer we only saw them for a split second, where they were next to the grill, but nothing else. Maybe Zooble's presence will also add an extra layer of confusion to the group, because not only do they have to deal with Gangle's completely new personality, but they will also work with Zooble, who hasn't been on adventure for who knows how long. So this will be a completely new situation for everyone. And lastly, we can also see Ragatha in this picture. She's sitting on the roof of Spudsy's, eating a burger. And honestly, Ragatha is acting pretty suspicious throughout the whole trailer video. And I'm not sure what will happen to her. Maybe this teaser picture shows us that Ragatha will be on her own this time, not really helping the others in the teamwork, but instead she'll be in her own world. But as for what will happen to her here, for example, I'm not sure. Like, why doesn't she move or at least have a reaction? I'm telling you that something will happen to Ragatha in this episode, where she eats an expired burger or something, but that will mess with her. Or another possibility is that she has a history with Orbsman, because based on this scene, it looks like Ragatha is looking at Orbsman, and with this expression on her face, she looks starstruck. So maybe they know each other from a previous adventure, and when they reunite in the episode, it will make Ragatha act this way. But as you could notice, there is no sight of Kinger in this teaser picture either. Now I think we can be sure that Kinger will not go on the adventure, and instead he will stay back in the circus. And to be honest, I'm a bit worried about Kinger. It's unusual for him to not participate in the adventure and to prefer to be alone instead in the circus. It's possible that the events of episode 3 really shook him up, and maybe that's why he would prefer to stay this time. But based on how Kane acted with Zooble when they didn't want to go, maybe now Kane will also try to help Kinger somehow. And I hope that we will see some more flashbacks, maybe from the inside of his tent where he goes back to his memories about Queenie, and that way we could see how their relationship was. Did they meet when they were human, or maybe after they joined the game? Hopefully this is the only reason Kinger is staying, so that we can learn a bit more about him and he doesn't have distractions and he can be alone in the dark with his memories. Hopefully that's all that is, and not him abstracting in the next episode, because that would be insanely cruel. I mean, I can imagine it happening, but maybe they won't make him abstract this soon. At least I hope they don't. But this adventure looks like it's going to be the most chaotic one so far. All the teasers are showing us that the circus members are basically useless in a fast food setting, and they will all have a hard time. But I'm most excited about Gangle and how we can see her character change, and then maybe she'll again break her new mask and that would get her back to reality. And also the possibility that Gummigoo could return also makes me more excited about the new episode, because that would contribute to Pomni's character development immensely. But let me know what you think about the new teaser image down in the comments. Thanks for watching, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.